Good morning people, how are we? EastSussexBiker here. I just thought I'd do a little demo ride as an IAM rider, observer. I know there's been recent slating of the IAM system, Road Smart system, ROSPA system by a certain YouTube person. But again, you pays your money and he takes your choice. I paid my money. I did a special offer at the end of the year, around about November time I think it was. I paid £99 to do my test. That included the training and everything. But you do pay your observer a nominal fee which is agreed by the club that you sign up with, and at that time it was £10. So every time I went out with my observer I paid him £10, and the session could last anything from an hour to maybe 2 hours. It all depends on the observer really. Now the whole point of the advanced riding technique, IPSCA, is to make you a more of a thinking rider. This is not necessarily about how fast you can go. It's making you think about your riding, so you see things earlier and you can react quicker. So you're constantly proactive instead of reactive. So I realise that people do tend to sort of have a bit of a beef about all this, and the vicious rumours that are spread round by certain people about how they feel and how good the observer is. You know, if it saves your life by being that little bit more observant yourself, then it's got to be worth it. If it wakes you up to what is around you whilst you're riding, it's got to be worth it. And as most people say with any kind of training, if you pick one thing up from it that's useful to you, then it's worth it. So be open-minded. This is a training system, and what you take from it is entirely up to you. So we are volunteers, although we are paid a nominal fee, but we do it for the enjoyment. So anyway, that's the waffle out the way. So just be mindful of what you're going into when you do the training. It won't change the world for you, but it might save your life. So anyway, I'm in a 30-mile-an-hour limit here, and I'm riding in position 2. We have 3 positions. Some use 5, but personally I think that just gets a little bit too picky. But you can use 5 for the benefit of correction, I guess. So within this 30-mile-an-hour limit and my position being in 2, I'm going to vary that position. I'm coming over to 1 now because I want to see what's through the corner. I want to see as far as I possibly can so that I can be aware of anything or any hazard that might be ahead of me. Now local knowledge will also play a big part in this. But the whole point is when you're out of area, this is when you need the system most, because you need to be awake, because you never know, you know, what's around you if it's unknown territory. This is a 60-mile-an-hour limit. Now there's a lot of controversy about making progress and making people go quicker, more sparkly ride and so on. Okay, so I'm coming over to the left on this junction because I want to be able to see. I'm giving them the grace of being able to see as well. It's all clear. So away we go. Indicator off. We're in a 50 here. This bike reaches 50 quite rapidly, and I'm in position 2. I'm maintaining what we call a safety bubble, which is the maximum amount of space around me that I can fit within my lane. Again, it will vary from road to road. But all the time I'm looking ahead at the car right up the front there. I'm also looking at what moves around me across my eye line. So we've got all these oncomers, we've got a solid white line, we've we've got a road closed to our left here, but we still take a look and see. Somebody putting the bin out, lorry ahead in a lay-by, which could easily just pull out. So being mindful of all the things that are around you that are potentially hazards, like the driveways. Regularly looking in my mirrors just to keep up to date with what's behind me. I'm coming over to position 3 now just so I can see. I'm going to return to 2 now because I've got the oncomers. I'm looking in my mirrors and I'm indicating now to go right, and I'm slowing down using my brakes. And you might think, oh, that's an obvious thing to do, but I'm using my brakes instead of my engine, and then I'm going down what we call block changing down to 1. Okay. Again, I'm still maintaining my position 2. I've no real need to move from that. It's giving me an even break from one side of the road to the other. I can see what's going on. I've got traffic coming up behind me. I've got a van. He won't like to be travelling at the speed limit, which is 40 along here. Keeping my head up, and I'm keeping an eye on what's going on ahead. You need to visit your mirrors regularly just to keep an update, and that's not just one side, that's both. This side I've set so that I can see through my blind spot, and the left one I can see what's immediately behind me. I'm slowing down, just coming off the throttle. I'm indicating now left. I'm looking right. There's a couple of cars coming, so we'll come to the line. I've changed down. Okay, and we're away. Indicator off, indicator to the right. Just making sure the van is not right behind me. We're into a 40-mile-an-hour limit here, and obviously this piece of road is a little bit unique because we're going through the Ashdown Forest, as I regularly do, and so therefore we have wildlife, sheep, cattle potentially crossing the road as and when they feel like it, of course. I'm moving to position 1 here because there's a hell of a bump in the middle there. So again, this is another thing, local knowledge and looking for the place to be that will suit where you're going. So basically, when there are potholes, just move yourself so that you're not round them, but give the person behind you plenty of notice, and we call that take, use, give. So you're taking the information that you're seeing because you're looking so far ahead, and you're using that information, and you're giving that feedback to somebody behind you. There may not be anybody behind you, but at the end of the day, if you get used to doing it, you'll always do it. So I'm still in my position 2. I've got some walkers going across the road there, and I've got sheep. I've got a car park to my right and to my left. Sheep moving forward there, just keeping an eye on that. 2 sheep to my left. Hello, my friend. He's just nodding. And we've got more sheep left and right, and we've also got a cattle grid. So we're slowing down in a 30. And I'm still in position 2. But as I come to this bend, I'm coming over to 1, and I'm looking through the corner, and I'm watching the curbs come together and then open up to tell me where the road goes. But as this is only 30, we can't obviously accelerate and use that to our advantage. Okay, so I'm coming over into position 2 just to come away from the oncomers, and then I'm returning back to 2. Again, I'm looking ahead. I've got a junction coming up ahead of me. I've got various driveways around me here, so again I'm mindful of what might come out of there. So we've got to reduce the speed, and as we're at 30, mirrors, checking, indicator on, and I'm braking. Okay, I'm coming down the gearbox. I've got traffic coming from my left. Okay, so away we go, indicator off. We're into a 40 straight away on this dip, so we'll just choose position 2 until we get further on, and it changes to a 60. Nationals at 60, and away we go. It's important to look behind you before you accelerate. There could be somebody coming behind, so I'm still looking, observing behind me, mindful of there might be deer about, ever mindful of if the deer's about. Okay, we've got some various signs ahead of us, new layout, warning of horses. We have a lay-by, an ice cream van, so there could be kids around. We're back into a 50 zone now. We've got double white lines, so no overtaking. And I'm keeping a 2-second gap between me and the car ahead. Still checking mirrors, still looking ahead as far as possible, and being mindful of anything that may occur around me. So here we have broken white lines now for our side, but we're already up to 50, so we're not going to be overtaking. Checking mirrors again, left and right. We'll have some more juicy roads a little bit further on. Constantly scanning, which allows you to think ahead as to what may happen. So for instance, we may have wildlife run across in front of us. We may have somebody suddenly stop. They may be looking for somewhere. I mean, we're in the summer at the moment, so therefore people may be on holiday and having a drive around. We've got a car turning, so we're back into a 40 now, just over the line at 40. No rapid braking or anything like that, just mirrors and down into your 40 speed limit. Just keep an eye on what's behind you. The van driver's being very good at the moment. Junction to my left, so I'm just going to glance, there's nothing there. And we've got traffic lights ahead of us. We're coming to a standstill, I'm braking. I'm going to indicate left because that's the way I intend to go. And we'll just come down the gearbox with gentle front brake. They're going to green now. So we'll try and regulate this so that we don't need to stop. And that's where your slow speed riding skills come in. Just checking behind me, I've still got my indicator on. Position 1, and away we go. Remembering we're still in a 40 here. I'm keeping over to position 1 so I can see through the corner better. I'm coming over now to position 3 just to see as far as I can. Just checking mirrors again. Got a bad bit of road here, so I know I've got to stay left. Got a hole in the road there, so if you're in position 3 you'll go down it. So again, mirror checking, just make sure I'm up to date with what's behind me. I'm in position 2. I'm checking right down as far as I can see a red car just come around the corner, and I'm remaining in position 2, but I'm still checking my rear observation. Got a junction on my left here, so I'm just going to come over to 3. Even though there's nothing there, going to come to position 1, or we're on the bend. This is a right hand bend, so in order to see through that as much as we can, we need to come over closer to the curb. Still maintaining some space behind the driver in front of me, keeping myself safe in case he should pull up. Okay, junction to my left here, quick glance. Nothing going on there. Checking mirrors again, updating what's coming on behind me. It's all clear. Car in front is braking. There's a right hand bend at junction on the left here. So I'm just slowing down now, mirror check. Just off the throttle now. Mirror check again. Indicate, brake, and block change down. Checking to my right shoulder, make sure everything's okay to my right. And pulling away. Okay, and we're into a nationals here, so we can crack on a bit. Again, observing what's behind before you take that initiation. got cyclists, so we've got slow cars behind, maybe impatient, they may want to overtake. So be mindful of that. Maintaining position 2, checking mirrors again. Various driveways through here, so we need to be aware of any movement. But I'm reckoning that movement through my peripheral vision, not through my vision, which is looking as far ahead as possible. Mirror check, position 2. If you're going through such an area as this, you can always use the car in front of you as the fall guy in case a deer comes out, which is what I sometimes tend to do. The traffic can be quite quick through here. There may be an opportunity, an overtake here. Nope, there's a car there. Mirror, signal, and away we go. Always acknowledge the driver you've overtaken. Okay, we've got a van here. Remember, we're still in a 60. We're in the Nationals here. Okay, so the road is coming into, we've got a couple of junctions there, but it's coming into a left bend. Mirror check again. Van braking, lorry coming from the right, so we'll move over just to make sure nothing silly happens there and we're ready for it. Junction to my left, all clear, and maintaining my distance from the van. Still keeping an eye on what's going on behind me. I can see down the near side of the van, so that's a good sign. I'm coming over to the left, position 1, keeping away from any oncomers that may cross that line going too quickly. So here we go. See, big truck. If you're in closer to the line there, could have been a little bit awkward. We've just seen a car come out of this junction here to my left. So again, looking further ahead allows you to see these things, because this guy in front maybe brake as a result of somebody getting a little bit impatient, the word. Right, car behind me is turning right. I've got cars coming out on the right junction there. We're going through a 30 now. So we'll just tickle through here, oncomers, okay, acknowledging those people for their good deed. We're still on a 30. And still keeping our distance. Mirrors, down the gearbox, gentle braking. If you have to come to a stop, you stop. Simple as that. Don't try and weave around to keep yourself mobile. Just going to wait here while this Volkswagen comes by. Mirrors, all clear. Got a car behind me, but I'm just going to make a little bit of progress here. The car in front has flashed ahead there, bringing the van through. Again, mirrors. We'll follow the van through. Acknowledge the driver. We're still in a 30. Van is going off to the left. It's all clear behind me. So we're just giving the grace of slowing down and going into the bend. It looks like delivery, so he may not know quite where he's going. Okay, 30 here, position 2, got some rumpled strips here, got a few more down there. So this is a little bit of a left and right S-bend, so we'll come over to the right, check the junction, come over to the left, and look as far ahead as possible, observing the signs telling me it's the 30 and a bend to the left. And maintaining position 2, just so I can see Volvo going back into the drive, so he's going to sweep wide as he reverses. Okay, using position 3 to just see through that corner. I'm going to come over now to the left. We've got a Jeep coming up to us. Okay, we're into a 40 now, so we can squeeze the throttle a bit. Here's the rumple strips again. And the last ones. Okay. Right, so it bends round to the right, so we're coming over to the left, but we've got a driveway there which can be quite busy, so we need to be very mindful of that. Mirrors again, oncomers. Back into position 2. coming over to position 1 because obviously I want to see as far ahead as I can, and because oncomers may cross the line. Again, I'm looking in my mirrors for rear observation. Got a driveways here left and right. I'm trying to pick a neutral position to be safe. I'm still at 40. Junction to my right, so I'm going to come a little bit across here to position 1. Back into position 2, just checking behind me. We've got a junction coming up here, so I'm going to turn right. Cars ahead of me, gentle braking, indicator on, and block changing down to 1. Make sure you put a firm foot to the floor where you come to rest. We don't want any sort of walking and straddling with the bike. There's no need for that. Just plant your foot and stop. Okay, mirrors. Okay, so we're still into a 40 here. We've got a lorry in front. So we've got an S-bend ahead which tells us it goes round to the right first, but actually it goes round to the left. Okay, so just using position 3 to see through the corner, and I'm coming over to, and I'm remaining in position 2. Got an oncoming lorry, car parked to my left, no problems there, no hazards there. I'm going to come down into a 30 here, as I can see the sign already. So we'll just drop down the speed a little bit. Mr. BMW might not appreciate that, but there you go. So I'm just bordering position 1 and 2, bearing in mind this is residential here. Anybody could step out of one of these driveways, so I'm mirrors. Just change down. Caravan man is turning left. Okay, car just rushing up to that junk, mirrors. Pedestrians around me, got a roundabout coming up. It's fairly slow through here, so no need to hurry. Just back off, let the traffic sort itself out, don't get involved. Okay, mirrors, I'm going to signal left, just check that junction. Okay, we got pedestrians. And we got a warning of S-bends for 1/4 of a mile. Car on my left there looking to come out, and a car in front braking. So we've got plenty of time to sort that all out. Changing down, and away we go. Remember, we're only in a 30 here, so I'm in 3 just to see around the corner. I'm going to sweep over to 1 and just look through the corner there. Driveway to my left. Again, I'm using my positions, and we've got a car coming out, so let's come right over. Bit of a compromise there, as we've got traffic coming up close on the oncoming. Always a bit of a trade-off there, but safety is key. Again, we're 40 miles an hour here. I've no plans to overtake this lorry, so I'm just going to give the engine a little bit of a rest. Quick observation behind. I'm going to stay in position 3 here because I know there's some drains here which are a little bit fierce. Again, observations behind. Back down into a 30, so I'm going to come across. Parked car looked like it could be coming out, but obviously nobody in it. So let's just slow down. We've got some a car on the right there potentially coming out. Into a 30 mile an hour limit. Just looking around. I've got rear observation again. I'm keeping back so I can see down the near side of that truck, whilst also watching what's around me. Car from my right hand side, but he's stopped. Okay, so we don't know why the truck is braking at the moment, so staying back gives us the opportunity to assess that and look around and see if there's anything coming out of any of the roads or driveways. Now, he's obviously quite wide, the truck, so therefore he needs a little bit of road, and those oncomers may not be giving him that grace. All the time we're keeping an eye on what's behind us. There's traffic growing behind us, probably because of this truck, but saying that, it's a 30, I'm in position 2. We're up to 40 now. Again, whether that'll allow me to pass, I doubt it. So we're at 40 now, so he's pulling away. He's keeping up with the speed limit. We've got various driveways along here. With a little sign telling us there's a bend to the right, so I'm going to come over to the position 1. Again, looking around just to see any hazards that may be about. I've observed what's behind. I've still got a reasonable gap behind me with the car. Got a little industrial area here, so we just check that out. Lorry continually braking on and off. He's just being careful. So anyway, mirrors now, all good behind us. Going to turn left, so I'm going to signal, and we're coming into a 50, so I'm braking now, looking around the roundabout to see what's coming. Got a lorry and a car. Okay, just checking what's behind me and what they're intending to do, just in case somebody wants to whip round beside me. I'm still indicating, and I'm still watching, continually watching the traffic that's going on around me. Okay, so they're going left, we're going left, everybody's happy, and we're away. I'm still in position 2. There's cars coming out of the petrol station. There's another one looking to go. Hopefully he'll wait. Still in our 50 mile an hour limit. It's quite a busy road, this one. Still checking mirrors, still scanning, looking around for anything that might be of a problem or a worry to me. Got kids on the right hand side walking a dog. I've got nothing to worry about behind me. They're nice and far away. I don't particularly want to overtake round these. It gets very dirty in the middle of that hatching. So we've got a crossing here, pedestrian crossing. Again, looking at the mirrors, another pedestrian crossing ahead. There's a golf club either side of this road, so that's potentially them going to cross. I'm going to go round this car because I can. There you are, he's let me through, thank you. I'm going to give this one a go as well. Gently letting me go. I'm not forcing my way through, I'm being courteous to them all. I'm just looking as to how far I can go with this. We'll wait till the lorry to do his thing. He's coming across for me, which is good of him. Yeah mate, thank you. So we'll just gently go down the side here, just watching to see what people are doing. Okay, so we're kind of filtering, but we're being courteous at the same time. We'll just squirt a little bit on here, just get past this BMW. So I'm just looking behind me a little bit. I'm just going to wait till this van goes and then may go down the right hand side. Thank you Mr. Ford Focus, he's letting me through, thank you sir. Again, always acknowledge these people because they're going out of their way. They don't have to, they could make your life difficult. but I'm also making myself known and not hurrying anybody. So this car is quite a way over here, so thank you. We'll go round him now, as he doesn't want to play. I know this road narrows now, so we've got to be a little bit cautious here, so I'm still filtering. Okay, so Mr. Polo is giving me some space here, which is very good of him. I will acknowledge him. Okay, so you don't need to tear arse down when you're filtering, and it's stupid to do so, because at the end of the day you've no idea if somebody sees a turning they need to take and suddenly will just do it. Some will indicate, but it's rare. But anyway, you have to read that, and that's why you're looking as far ahead as you possibly can in order to see what's going on. Okay, we'll make that move. Nothing changed behind me. Mirrors and signal. Over to the right hand side just to see through the corner. We're still in a 50. Still looking around me to see what's going on. I'm looking right ahead now. There's a blue car coming this way. There's a roundabout at the top there. So I'm mindful of the traffic that may be on that. We've got a lay-by here, which is a very popular place for all travellers to eat. I don't mean travellers. So I'm checking my mirrors. I'm going to go to the left-hand side of the lanes, checking the roundabout to see in case I might be interrupting somebody else's flow. Still got a van behind me now. Smart car has gone, indicating to the right after looking behind me just to now I could filter down there, but as there's an HGV there, I'm just going to leave it, as I don't want to get tangled up with him. I'm looking to the right hand side now to see the volume of traffic and what may be potential timings to get across these lights. Okay, where we go. Everything's good behind me. Everything's stopped. Nobody's pushing. Keep across from this trailer. I'm indicating right because that's where I'm going. Still looking behind me, keeping an eye on what's going on. Just letting my gap get a little bit bigger here. Just checking the motorway traffic there to see how heavy it is in case it's going to be worth me going a different way. Just checking mirrors because I'm going to go left here onto the motorway. Again, I'm not going to go and filter down to the front line there. Going to neutral. Just have a little rest. Continually monitor what's around you. We've got two HGVs. One's just gone by and the other one is behind. We don't know where he's going to go. They may cut across us. So be mindful of what's going on around you as much as what's going on in front. Quick shoulder check there just to check before I came out. And I'm looking to my right side now, checking mirrors, checking blind spot, and away we go. Okay, again I'm checking my mirror, but ideally I want to be in the left lane where this lorry's going, so I'm just going to tickle past. I'm in no hurry. Checking my mirrors, all clear, no need to signal. Look ahead, you're on a motorway, you haven't got to worry about oncomers unless they climb that central reservation. Keep yourself up to date with what's behind you. You'd never know when somebody might come whipping past you and come into this exit. Making myself wide, I'm back into 2 now. I've got no worries now. There's another lane. If anybody wants to come on, they can join the lane. So looking ahead, national speed limit ends here. We've got a junction. we've got to give way on the right, but we've got a lane that filters round, but don't take that for granted. So I'm going to indicate anyway, just so people can see, and we're into a 50. So I'm shoulder checking and coming across, because when I get to the bottom I shall want to go across the roundabout. Just take a gentle ride, no need to rush past these people, and a majority of these people, remember, at an airport will not know where they are going. Well, they'll know where they're going on holiday. So mirror check and a shoulder check. He's busy on his phone. Anyway, so keep an eye on this guy's just come in beside me here. So obviously we need to keep an eye on him. I'm going to indicate left, so mirrors, shoulder check. Watch what's going on down here. Some people do not know where they are going or have to be at the airport, so they're constantly, you know, looking around, they're meandering. Indicate left here. I've got a BMW to my right, so I'm not going to come over. We'll let him go. Okay, indicate right, shoulder check, and away we go. I'm just going to pull into the left here. Okay, so again looking around behind me, just observing what's about, just in case somebody comes flying past and drops in front of me. I want to be able to control this space, so I'm holding back. I've got a car that's coming up to my rear, and I want to control him. A majority of these people are taxis, by the way, so they have no regard for anyone else. They know where they're going. Again, be mindful of people walking in busy areas like, you know, towns and so on. So we're in a 20-mile-an-hour zone here. Just looking around, checking my mirrors, looking ahead because I want to cross where that car is. I'm going to go through the barrier here, which is free for bags. So checking over my shoulder. I'm also looking to see what spaces are available, and there's one there for me, so assuming nobody else comes in ahead of me, I'm in that space. If you disagree with what I say, tell me so, tell me why. I don't know it all. We're all still learning. Let's all learn together. Let's be nice. Give me your opinion. I'd be interested. Let's talk. That's what this is all about. Thank you and goodbye.